This is the Tamron 70-200 f2.8 G2 lens for Nikon mount, and as you can see, it's so tall that I barely fit it in the frame when it was vertical. I'm going to walk you through the physical features of this lens and one of my biggest gripes with it. I've had this lens since 2019. It's now 2023, and it is phenomenal. As you can see, it comes with the hood. This is the HA025 hood meant specifically for this lens. And then on the back of the lens, we have a collar with a built-in tripod plate, which is really nice, and a tripod mount on the bottom. So if you want to shoot vertical or landscape on a tripod, you can do so very easily. You can loosen the collar here and then turn it. You can see what's nice is it has these lineup dots right here to make sure that you're perfectly at 90 degrees. I do wish that it was slightly larger. Without my glasses on, it's a little bit hard to see those white dots, but it does work very well, and of course you can correct a little bit in post. On the front of the lens, you do have your focus window, so you can see right here we're going from infinity all the way down to our minimum of 3.11 feet, or 0.95 meters. Excuse the phone alarm there. On the right side of that, we have the lens information. So this is a 70-200 f2.8 all the way through. It has vibration control. It's the G2 version. And then we have a little tag here. Not sure what this one is for. And of course, on the front, we have our zoom ring, which is super, super smooth and buttery. And this lens feels very solid. I don't remember the exact weight, but it is quite hefty, as it should be. Okay, now let's move on to the controls. So we have a couple of different options here. We have our focus meter mode. So this is if it's going to hunt through the full range or just infinity to 3 meters. So if you're not shooting anything close up, you don't need it to spin all the way through because that's a lot of glass and a lot of time. So you can just put it on infinity down to 3 meters. So that's usually what I do if I'm shooting someone that is 9 feet away from me or further at all times. Then we have our autofocus manual focus switch here. So manual focus on, autofocus on. You can always manually override with the ring, which is nice. VC is vibration control, so we can turn that on or off with the same style switch. And then there are 3 vibration reduction modes. So it depends on how tightly you're shooting and what sort of stability you want. The modes you can find online from Tamron's website. It also does come with a manual that explains the modes. I don't remember them right now, but I usually leave it on mode 3 or mode 2. And here is my biggest gripe. So as you can see, the controls right here, they move pretty easily. So I don't have to use much friction. You can see I'm just sliding my thumb up and down. So what happens to me sometimes is when I'm using this lens and I put it down with my black rapid strap and it goes down to my hip, it will accidentally knock into manual focus, and then I'll bring it up to take a photo and then it won't focus and I'll realize it's in manual focus. So my fix for that is literally a piece of tape. If you don't have tape nearby, grab a post-it note and just tape it right there, and that way it cannot physically go down into manual focus. That has happened to me at least a dozen times, probably happens a dozen times a year, honestly, but since I started taping it, then the issue's gone. So that is my one complaint with this lens, is that these switches move a little bit too easily, but overall it is beautiful. Can't even believe I forgot to show you guys the glass. Look at how large that front element is. It is huge, it is hefty, it is beautiful. Let me tell you the diameter on this lens. It's a 77mm filter thread on the front. Absolutely gorgeous piece of glass. And then on the rear you can see it is metal, it is weather sealed, and it is gorgeous. So that is a physical walkthrough of the 70-200. It does focus very quickly, does produce very beautiful images. You can see more sample shots online, but just want to show you the physical aspect of the lens in case you're thinking of getting it. Very highly recommend it for sports, portrait, and wildlife if you are on a crop sensor body for wildlife. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.